Yo guys, welcome back to the Coaster Hour live stream. And oh shoot, hold on. I actually forgot to plug in my microphone. I'll do that real quick. Just realized. I have to plug this in. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Tell me if the audio is working. I just had to put in my microphone in here. Yeah, welcome back to the live stream for this week. And to start it off, I usually go over the reopening dates. However, this week there's so many of them. So instead of doing that, I'm just gonna. I actually already have a link in the description to like what the reopening dates are because there's just so many of them this week. So um, you can check that out. Yeah, I like just totally didn't notice that I didn't have my microphone in, and I was like, oh shoot, I should probably change that because otherwise the audio, I don't know how well it would have come out. Um, but yeah, that's I guess. But like I said, the new opening dates, I'm just posted it here on the chat, and also you can check it out in the description because there's just so many parks reopening that I just didn't really want to go. I didn't really want to go over it, and there's like quite a bit of other news outside of that as well. So with all that said, I guess I'll go into our first news items. So at Hong Kong Disneyland, there will be a new Frozen themed coaster called Wandering Oaken Sliding Sleighs. We've known this for a while, but track was just recently spotted there, and it looks like Vekoma will be doing this new project. They'll be handling this new project. So that's pretty cool to see, even though that coaster is, I believe, opening, is it either 2021, 2022? Good to see that they're doing work on that, so that's great. Thorpe Park, their newest attraction, which is just walkthrough with digital effects, a maze walkthrough. It is called Black Mirror Labyrinth. It was supposed to open this year, but they have decided to delay that until 2021, obviously because of the coronavirus. Something else that is being delayed, or actually will not open for the entire season, is Mindbender at Six Flags Over Georgia. It will be closed for the entire 2020 season as it is being refurbished and rethemed to the Riddler. It will be called the Riddler Mindbender, which is just an awful name, but that is why that ride's going to be closed for basically the rest of the year, which is pretty unfortunate. However, some good news is that Orion is going to open with Kings Island when it opens. This has been confirmed by multiple emails. And the same thing can be said for Candemonium at Hershey Park. That coaster will open along with the park on July 3rd. So that is some good news there. And speaking of new coasters, we actually have a few that just opened recently in France. Vertica, the Gerstlauer Eurofighter. It has two inversions, a vertical loop and a corkscrew that actually goes through the vertical loop. That's a pretty awesome element. It also has a twisted airtime hill that looks pretty sick, and this weird, almost inclined loop looking like element that's a turnaround, but it doesn't invert. Yeah, that is coming to a park in France in 2020, or I mean, it already opened. It just opened. You can look up the POV of it if you want. It's called Vertica. And then another ride that just opened today was Objectif Mars at Futuroscope in France. That opened today. This is an Intamin, very highly themed spinning coaster with multiple launches. It looks amazing. Definitely more on the tame side, but this ride looks so good. I think I have a link on of it, or I can get one. If you haven't checked it out, Objectif Mars is the new coaster that opened today. What park is Vertica at? I actually forgot what it was. Oh, that's why. I don't think I forgot. It's just more that the name of it is so weird. It's called La Recree des Three Curas. I don't know. That name is just it's a foreign name, so I wouldn't know. And it's Vertica, but with a K. So Yeah, it's a ridiculously long French name, so I wouldn't know. Oh, July 9th for Kings Island for regular guests. I think you're right about that. Or actually, I think it might be later, but I know the July 2nd opening date is more for pass holders. Um, but yeah, it should open um, to the public when the park opens. Probably, I think, even on the season pass holder preview. The recreation of the three priests, something like that. That's what it actually translates to. Yeah, that name's a mouthful. I'm gonna get the link for the Objectif Mars. I'm surprised I didn't have it already, but this ride, it looks really cool. Hopefully, I don't have my audio on and like for my computer because then it would play right now. And if you guys haven't seen it, it looks really incredible. If you have like a laptop and you can view multiple things, definitely check this out right now because, like I said, this ride it looks so good, even though it's more of a family coaster. And I really am curious as to like what Guardians is gonna look like because this ride kind of reminds me of it, even though that ride's a Vekoma and this is an Intamin. The trains look pretty similar, and I think Guardians will probably be like quite a bit better. But this is just kind of like I guess I kind of see it as a bit of a little taste of what Guardians could be. So that's pretty cool. France is gradually becoming more and more of a coaster destination. These two new coasters are pretty good, and then they'll be getting that Park Asterix launch coaster eventually. I'm like hearing 2022, maybe even 2023 right now. But when they get that ride will definitely, I think, be the best ride in the entire country. Looks really good. The Intamin Blitz going to Park Asterix. Um, Oh yeah, other news. Power Park. This is the park that has um, Junker. They have been testing their new Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster. We don't know the name of it, but this ride is a Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster that has no inversions and is more focused on airtime. And it has a few interesting transitions. Its drop is also not beyond vertical, which is really weird. But the weird thing with this ride, if you've seen the tests, is that and actually the only footage of it, the footage is good, but the video, I will warn you, I will actually put the link in the, I guess, in the chat. I will warn you that the actual video is actually pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. Because they didn't really have a whole thing where they just follow the coaster for one, I guess, loop. They made this like footage video like a 9-minute video and didn't even show once it going through the layout uninterrupted. So that was kind of annoying. But if you want to check that out, I put the link here. But yeah, that ride that looks really cool. But it's so confusing because the track is literally the same color scheme as Junker. And the trains literally look exactly the same. It's just so weird. Um, yeah, during the whole video, that was exactly what I was thinking. Like, it's just the most unsatisfying video ever. It's like the quality of the footage, like the camera they used was really good, but my God, the actual editing was atrocious. When will California's Great America open? I don't believe they have announced an opening date. If we could actually, and also for reopening dates, I put the dates in the description. So if you want to see the link to that, there's like a whole thing on Screamscape that has all the confirmed reopening dates. I just kind of skipped over that this week because there's just too many parks. And it just got a little tiring, to be completely honest. But if you want to check that out, that is here in the description. It's the thing at the top. Alright, so for other news, there is, like I said, quite a bit of news that actually came out this week outside of reopenings. Okay, this is a rumor, but I have heard that Iron Gwazi, this is from someone who was a construction worker from Iron Gwazi. He asked a manager recently, and apparently Iron Gwazi is expected, they're trying to get it open in September, is what I'm hearing. That is from the one of the managers, I guess. That's what they said, that Busch Gardens is right now looking to open Iron Gwazi in September, which I know that's probably a lot later than what a lot of you guys wanted, but I think they just kind of I think they're kind of hoping that the reduced capacity will be no more, and it'll just kind of things will be more normal by then, which we'll see if that actually happens or not. But I think that's kind of what they're hoping for, and that's why they're opening it so late. So it'll be like a Zadra opening, sort of, I guess. Seems like it, I guess. Um, let's see what else. Oh, Icebreaker. That one also. That coaster I've heard could also be pushed to August or September. Not really anything too reliable saying that could happen, but that's just something I've heard being thrown around. In fact, I've heard it maybe even later. But I will say the one good thing that I did see recently is the walls by where the surf coaster is supposed to be. Those were still up, so I guess that's kind of good news. But all the icebreaker merch has been removed from the stores, which not really a good sign. Yeah, Hunter, yeah, rip. Actually, I'll get to him in a little bit. He is getting close to 1,000 subscribers, so when I get to that part, I'll go over that a little more. But yeah, big rip. Icebreaker. I hope it opens relatively soon, but it could be a while. Hopefully, it doesn't get delayed till 2021. It's a possibility. You never know. I did mention this last week, but for those who don't know, nothing happened to Hunter. No, nothing. It's just that he's close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. Theme park hunting. So yeah, he's obsessed with Icebreaker. He actually suggested recently that on his birthday, they should make it that he wants it to be like a icebreaker um, an icebreaker appreciation day, and he wants like channels to rename themselves to like Icebreaker Studios, Icebreaker Hours, stuff like that. He did mention that somewhere. I remember watching that, so that was kind of funny. His birthday is June 24th, and he's trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by that day, which hopefully he does. I really am hoping he does because the content he's been putting out lately has been really good. 1,000 subscribers, could you imagine hitting that number? Yeah, I wouldn't know what it's like. Not at all. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, Adventureland. They're getting an SNS 40 free spin. Yeah, that's just that's happening for sure. There's been track on site. I've seen the supports from images. It's pretty much like confirmed happening. It's about as confirmed as it can get. Um, Without a park actually like saying that it's out there. It's like basically the same thing with Velocicoaster and the Magic Mountain Raptor. Like those two things are like about as confirmed as they can get without the park actually announcing it. So yeah, Adventureland will be getting an SNS 40 free spin for 2021. That's just like yeah. Oh, the hat. Yeah, I didn't have time to do my hair, so I decided to go with the hat. And actually, I don't know if you can see, but this is from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I got it during my Cedar Point trip. I went to some of the other places. Like, I went to other tourist attractions besides Cedar Point when I went to Cleveland last year. And obviously, this is in Canton, a bit of a drive out. But the Pro Football Hall of Fame was pretty cool. But it is a little small, but still, I really liked seeing the place for myself because I'd heard a lot of things about it. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm wearing the hat. And also, like I said, I mean, I got it from the Cedar Point trip, or the trip I went to Cedar Point for, so it's kind of relevant. So yeah. All right. So trying to get to the other news. Oh yeah, this one. This one's really scary. For those of you who don't know, Arnold's Park in Iowa, they just reopened about 9-10 days ago. They just reclosed today because of the coronavirus cases spiking. So is this just kind of a reminder for anyone who is like planning to do a trip in like later this month or in July that really parks can just close whenever they feel needed, like just without much notice. Because literally they just announced yesterday that they were closing today, so very short notice, and that's just kind of how things can happen. It's pretty crazy, so definitely something to keep in mind if you're planning on going to parks in the near future, that can just happen. Yeah. The only thing is, I've heard the numbers of cases are rising I don't want to get too controversial here. I've heard the number of coronavirus cases are rising, but are the percentages rising? Because I know more people are being tested, so of course they're gonna find more people who actually have it. But I just wonder, are the percentages going up? I imagine they probably are. If at least in Iowa, if they decided to do that, because I mean, it's just pretty much gonna happen anyways if you have more testing. So numbers will go up. So if the percentages are changing, that's kind of the big difference, I think, right there. Um, so yeah. All right. So I heard about this recently, not necessarily news for this week, but apparently, Desperado in this is the coaster in uh, Nevada, but the hyper coaster, sorry, the Aero hyper coaster in Nevada. I've heard that it will probably not reopen like ever, or at least anytime soon. Apparently, someone from the park said that they have no plans on reopening it anytime soon, and like the casino's in pretty bad condition from what I hear. But yeah, uh, that's just something that is kind of disappointing to see because that ride, I mean, it wasn't the best, but at least it looked interesting. But um, it's just sad that it probably won't, um, I guess, um, open again. Did Loch Ness derail? I don't think so. I think they're saying it will be left standing but not operating. I don't think they're gonna get rid of it because I don't think they can. It seems like a pretty difficult ride to do that. And if the casino is struggling, I don't even think they're gonna go through the, um, I guess, uh, stuff they would need to go through that. Sorry, there was something in the comments that kind of distracted me for a second. Alrighty, so I already mentioned that Candemonium will be opening and debuting with the park once it opens. Um, oh yeah, this one. SeaWorld, if you haven't heard about this, this just came out literally a few days ago. SeaWorld is getting sued because the construction company behind Emperor um, is actually, they apparently, SeaWorld has been withholding $3.3 million from this construction company, so they are suing. And so this could affect when Emperor opens at SeaWorld San Diego, which is pretty sad, pretty unfortunate. But it is something that could happen. That ride was in testing phase. It's been testing recently, or not maybe that recently, but within the last few months. I think even within this the time of the stay-at-home order and the quarantine, I believe it was testing even during then. So hopefully it is still able to open soon, but we'll just kind of have to see how that goes. And I obviously that's a pretty bad thing. I hope SeaWorld are able to pay this construction company because that's just not good if they're not able to. I mean, they should be if they were able to invest this much into their coasters, even with everything that's going on. I don't see why that is a problem or should be for SeaWorld. I saw something earlier that I wanted to read. Early sign of things to come. Yeah, with the park closings, it could happen. No, it's not just testing. Hospitalization rates are spiking. Okay, so that's yeah. Like I said, this with this situation, you just kind of have to be prepared for if parks can really close at any given day and any given notice. It's just something that could happen. So definitely factor that in if you're planning to do a trip in these next few, I guess, weeks to even months, because yeah, that's definitely a thing that could happen. Um, but yeah, so I think that's all the news that I have. Like I said, there was quite a bit there. Um, and then I guess, let's see, what time is it? I guess I'll go into trivia. I'll do the first set of trivia questions. And this will be more coaster and I guess park focused. And then the second set will be more focused about me and my channel. But anyways, I'll go ahead and start with the first set of questions. And so for our first question, we have, what is the name of the tallest roller coaster in South America? I'll say that again. What is the name of the tallest roller coaster in South America? Oh God, I don't think we've even gotten close on the guesses. No, not DeFazio, not whatever that is, not Cascabel, not DeFazio. What even is that? It's definitely not that. Oh, Coaster Daddy, you're here. Good to see you. We're doing our first question of trivia, which is what is the tallest roller coaster in South America? No one's got it right so far. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised. But it's not Montagna Russa. That is a really good guess, but because it could be, but no, it's not quite. Not Anaconda. I think you're getting Africa mixed up there, and that's not even the tallest there. Uh, all right. If no one gets it within like the next 10 seconds, I'll just say what it is. It is not Monte. It is not Montezum, or Montezum. Uh, that has the tallest drop, but they're from the height because that drop actually goes into a tunnel. It is not the tallest coaster in South America. So, since no one's got it, it is Catapult, which is a Schwarzkopf shuttle loop that is 138 feet tall. And like I said, some of you guys guessed Montezum, but which actually has a drop of 139 feet. But that drop goes underground, so technically it is not as tall or taller than Catapult. Yeah, you did get the park right, so that is pretty good there. Do I have a link for that in here? No, okay. But yeah, that is the tallest coaster in South America. And actually, this coaster also went operated at Alton Towers, Jolly Roger Park, and King's Dominion before it went to Hopi Hari. This record will be broken pretty soon as one of the Mirabilandias in Brazil will open a giant inverted boomerang, which will be 191 feet tall, so it'll pretty much destroy the record that is currently 138 feet tall. All right, so for our second question, I have, what is the name of the oldest operating roller coaster in Tennessee? I'll say that again. What is the name of the oldest operating roller coaster in Tennessee? Cascabel, isn't that the one that was at La Feria? So that's not in South America, anyways. Um, but yeah, thank you for handling that in the chat. Let's see. What we got here? Not Thunderhead, not Tennessee Tornado. Coaster Daddy got it right. It is Fire in the Hole. Yes, so Fire in the Hole is. Oh wait, actually, no, my bad. I got the one mixed up. So Garden State Thrills got it right. It is Blazing Fury. I was getting the one. Yeah, because Fire in the Hole is the one at Silver Dollar City. Blazing Fury is the ones at Dollywood. So I got those mixed up. But yeah, it is Blazing Fury. I'll give that to Coaster Daddy, Garden State Thrills, Stamford Bridge, Coaster Lover 2001, Coaster Key, and Dagan Barnes all got that right. But yeah, I knew what you meant. I actually got confused. Because, I mean, they're very similar rides, and they're obviously owned by the same company. So, yeah, I got kind of mixed up there too for a second. All right, so for our third one, this question is, what was the name of the only permanent coaster to ever come to Hawaii? I'll say that again. What was the name of the only permanent coaster to ever come to Hawaii? And actually, I think there's a pretty cool fact about this one. I just want to make sure that it's correct. But I'll get to the question, the answers soon enough. I want to see. Actually, I guess I should have just done it by state. I'll just look at your answers. But 808 Coaster Life got it right, no surprise. Big Dipper, also Coaster Dave got it right. Not Orient Express, not Roller. A lot of you guys are guessing the names that are like normal because I know some of the answers were just kind of like that. But Big Dipper is the name of the only permanent coaster to ever go to Hawaii, and that opened, I believe, in I have it here. I believe it was in 1922, and it closed sometime in the 1930s. Believe it was designed by the same person who did the Giant Dippers for Belmont Park and Santa Cruz. So probably a ride that was pretty similar to those, and it's too bad it's gone because those rides are pretty cool. So yeah, pretty unfortunate. I think it was done by the same guy, but I might be wrong on that. The thing I for whatever reason, okay, I because I knew there was I need to make sure this is right. Yeah, Frederick Church designed it, so um, and yeah, he did design both the Giant Dippers, so yeah. Yeah, the Hawaii question. I figured I had to get that in there because it was like, I mean, there's not really much else of an opportunity to do another one, so just felt like that was one to do. All right, so for our last question of the first set, it is what is the name of the oldest operating roller coaster in Sweden? I'll say that again. What is the name of the oldest operating roller coaster in Sweden? But yeah. Wildfire? No, not quite. It has a very interesting name. I don't know that anyone's gonna get it. It is not Bonnen. It is not Leesburg Bonnen. Good guess, but not quite. A lot of you guys are guessing Leesburg Bogen, but nope. I might totally be mispronouncing that, by the way. So, Hollenblitz, no. Something at Gronoland. You have the right park. It's probably because there isn't a lot of land. Oh, for the Hawaii one, not a lot of land to work with, and you also have to deal with not going into sacred land, or else locals won't be very happy. Okay, yeah, that might be why they don't have any coasters. Like I said, it's too bad they couldn't at least have that one. Although I can't imagine the climate was too nice to it. Okay, so no one's gotten it so far as far as I'm aware. No, no one's got it. Um, so I guess I'll say the answer here. It is Nickel Piggin at Gronoland. That is the oldest operating roller coaster in Sweden. It has been operating since 1976, and this is a Zero Tivoli coaster that is themed. It has a ladybug basically for its train. So I'll put the name of that here. Yeah, it's this coaster. I that one was a pretty hard question. I think I did mention it last week, because I think I asked last week how many coasters are currently at Gronoland, and um, one of the ones I mentioned was Nickel Piggin, or however you pronounce it. So I was thinking maybe someone would get it, but I mean, probably not, because that is a pretty obscure coaster. But some of these questions are difficult, so that's just kind of how it is sometimes. All right, so at this point in the stream, I'm going to recognize two coaster YouTubers that hit pretty big milestones this week. The first one is El Toro Ryan. He hit 25,000 subscribers this week, which is like just very big milestone. And so make sure if you haven't somehow you subscribe to him, because his content is some of the best. Basically for coasters out there, it's just his problematic coaster series, and yeah, his problematic coaster series is just really good. One of the best so far that I've seen, like in a long time, I guess. In terms of coaster content, he did one recently on Superman, Ultimate Fight, and the B&M Flyers, so that's pretty cool. I still actually have to see that one. I haven't yet somehow, which is crazy. I've just been a little busy, I guess. Yeah, El Toro Ryan. I would say he's one of the best coaster channels out there. Okay, so another channel that hit a milestone this week was OK Coasters. You guys probably saw his top 10 coasters in Florida. That video was really, really well done. And so, Like, yeah, his um, that video was really good, and he hit 7,000 subscribers, and I think he's well on his way to 8,000 now, probably just from that one video. I mean, that video was insanely good, so make sure to check out his channel if you haven't already. And those are all the channels, at least that I um, had on here that hit major milestones. So congratulations to them. Okay, Coaster's more like amazing. Yeah, his videos are very high quality, um, and like in terms of editing, you know, like I guess I will say like some of the actual analysis and like his commentary, I like it. I don't think it's quite as good as other channels, but his editing more than makes up for it. Like his editing is top notch, really good. And like his opinions, they do make sense. It's just I think some other channels do it better. That I don't think that's really that hard of a knock on him. Because like I said, his editing's really good. There was another channel that hit a milestone this week. Okay, who was it? Because it's possible I could have missed someone. I mean it's possible. So because I try to get these out of the like the I guess the format of the stream, um, like kind of out of the way. 808 Coaster Life. I mentioned him, I believe, last week. Actually, yeah, he did hit 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to 808 Coaster Life, he's even here in the stream. Make sure to do that. But I believe I did shout him out last week. If I didn't, I'd be surprised. I really feel like I did. Or, but yeah, he did. I do remember doing that. So yeah. Yeah, he did. He put out his 1,000 subscriber special. It was how he edits videos. Very unique way to do a 1,000 subscriber special. I think that was a really cool video, actually, especially for me because I'm now using DaVinci Resolve to edit my videos. So, pretty cool to see that. Didn't think it was possible for... Yeah, like, there was no way I was going to miss that. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure I said that last week. If I didn't, that I can't believe I didn't. Like, that's just kind of wild. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys questions. I've been doing this for the past few weeks now. Kind of, I'll let you guys ask questions. I guess after this first set of questions, I ask you guys if I can find it here. But what are your guys' favorite parks? I'll say that. What are your guys' favorite parks that you have ever been to? I know we've done overrated and underrated, but what are your favorite parks that you've been to? Obviously, for me, my favorites are Hershey Park, Cedar Point, and Knott's Berry Farm, as well as Six Flags Magic Mountain. I would say those are my 4 favorites. What are your guys' favorites? I'm just curious. I think I got a question. Is Resolve better for me? I just started using it, so yeah. I just started using it, so I can't really tell you anything for that. Magic Mountain, yeah, that's a pretty good pick. Like, it's not my absolute favorite park. I have a lot of issues with it, but obviously the coaster collection is so good, you can kind of excuse some of it. Your favorite park is your home park, Maurice Pierce. Actually, it seems pretty cool. Great Nor'easter seems like actually a good SLC, so. And they have a few nice rides there, it looks like. Six Flags Great Adventure, yeah. That park looks really good. Could have went there during my trip that I went to Hershey Park, but it was like pretty much between Hershey Park and Six Flags Great Adventure, and I opted to go for Hershey Park because we'd already been to Six Flags parks before. My family wanted to try something new, and so that's kind of why I went with that. Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Valley Fair. Really, Valley Fair, interesting. Seems like kind of an underrated park. King's Dominion and SeaWorld Orlando. SeaWorld Orlando does seem to have some pretty good things about it. Cedar Point, definitely could see that. Dollywood, that park looks really good. Kings Island, I don't know. Like, from an atmosphere standpoint, I really don't know. Their coaster collection's pretty good, though. King's Dominion, that park looks really nice. And Carowinds, yeah, Carowinds looks pretty cool as well. Resolve has a decent learning curve, but there are many YouTube videos out there. There's a lot of them, so I'm pretty sure I'll get better as I go along with that. I haven't really been to that many, so I feel like I'm not fit to answer this question. Like, you can say your favorite. No, it's fine. You can say your favorite one, like, that you've been to. I mean, it doesn't matter that you haven't been to that many. Like, a favorite's still a favorite. So, no shame if you haven't been to too many. Knobles, yeah, Knobles looks so cool. Fantasia Land, Efteling, Europa, Magic Mountain, Hershey, Kennywood. I don't know about Kennywood, but those other ones all seem really good. Efteling, I kind of feel bad because I think Coaster Studios, his review, kind of made people, I guess, sleep on that park because a lot of people, like, had it in high regard before his review, and then he reviewed it, and some people are like, it's not even like one of the best parks in Europe. It looks really good. And he didn't even go to like the one part of it that like he was supposed to. He didn't even go to the what is it? The I believe the fairy tale area that like the park's known for and that may have even inspired Walt Disney. He didn't go to that part. I'm just totally lost as to why he didn't do that. Just a huge miss for him there. Fairy Tale Forest. Yeah, like you have to do that if you go there. No way you don't. I just cannot believe he would have missed out on it. Maybe he was short on time, but there's just, yeah. I can't believe he would have done that. Your personal favorite parks are Cedar Point, Kings Island, Hershey Park, Busch Gardens, Tampa. Yeah, that's another one I think is really good. Silver Dollar City. Yeah, that park looks amazing. Great America, it's a pretty good park. Knott's Berry Farm, love Knott's Berry Farm. Discovery Kingdom, that's actually one of my least favorite parks. And Magic Mountain, I can agree with most of those. Um, let's see. Actually, think that Kings Island has a great atmosphere. One of the reasons I love it. You can feel the history there. Okay, that's cool. I've heard really mixed things about it in certain aspects, but it's good to hear that. Um, I mean, it does seem like it would be a good park. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Cedar Point or Knobles, those are good parks. Even if you haven't been to that many, those are two really good parks. So, definitely some good favorites right there. If people sleep on Efteling, then they'll just be pleasantly surprised and amazed when they go. Yeah, I think that's just what's gonna happen because people are gonna have like, people who go. A lot of people who go might have like expectations from like what Taylor from Coaster Studios said, and they're just gonna be absolutely blown away. Because yeah, Efteling, it looks really good. I just cannot believe his thoughts on that review. Yeah, his review of Efteling is one of his most disliked YouTube videos. I mean, would I say it deserves it? Probably not. I mean, he's just trying to give his review based off his honest thoughts of the park, but he didn't go to like the one part that he like absolutely needed to. So, I mean, yeah, it's yeah. I don't share Taylor's views on Efteling at all, but I have no problem with his view. He's all about thrills, and yeah, I mean that is true. I mean he did really love Tokyo Disney Sea though, which, I mean I don't see how you couldn't like that park. That park just seems absolutely amazing. But yeah, his Efteling review has 958 likes and 631 dis. Wow, that's interesting. Oh yeah, no, I don't go off of his reviews especially. I like try to keep an open mind for parks. Like that's just I don't usually try to go with like huge expectations because I know that like I think for a while he had Hershey Park really high in his rankings and I don't know. I went into Hershey Park thinking it would be a pretty good park, but probably nothing that would be like one of my favorites. I would figure like their coaster collection would be pretty good, but I don't know about the atmosphere, and it ended up like totally blowing me away. So I always try to go in with an open mind. The only one that's kind of hard for me to do that for is Discovery Kingdom. I've just had so many bad experiences there that it's just kind of like I just can't. I mean, I hope I get a good visit there in the future, but yeah. Um, I'm out of things to review, but my old vids are bad, so I remake them. Yeah, you can remake reviews if you feel like there's like more you can add to it, or you just think they were just not the best quality. I think that makes a lot of sense to do. I like it when people do that actually. Um, he is bored by atmosphere without thrills, so the fact that he was still blown away by Disney Sea tells you how amazing that place must be. Even he loved it. Yeah, he's not a big fan of Disney parks, but even he was like, it was absolutely amazing. I mean, he is, I believe, in like some sort of film class, so I mean, there's probably some things that would have appealed to them there in certain aspects. I don't think he's just all about coasters and thrills, even though some people, or sometimes it seems like he's like that. But um, yeah, Tokyo Disney Sea, I don't see how that part could not be amazing. Um, I think his review has been criticized by a lot of people from the Netherlands, um, and didn't like the fact that he prefers Wallaby Holland over Efteling. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Especially when he just makes observations. Wait, what was this? Yeah. I guess yeah. He always like says this was my observation. Yeah. I accidentally put the speed for Roar at Six Flags America 65 miles per hour instead of 51. I mean, the stats, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, to be honest, stats are like one of the last things I look at when I'm reviewing a coaster, like thinking about it. It's just like, I don't really, I don't even have like statistics like usually in like, I don't even know if I usually mention them. Maybe I do mention them. I think I do mention them, but I don't really, um, yeah, stats, not really that important to me to be completely honest. All right, so my second question, we went way long on that. But this question is, what are your least favorite parks? I'll just say that. What are your guys' least favorite parks? I imagine some of this might go into like some of the ones that disappointed you, but what are your least favorites? For me, there aren't a lot of parks I really dislike, but Discovery Kingdom is one of my least favorites, I'd say. And I only say least favorites for parks that I just didn't really care for at all. And then Adventure Dome, I went like before I could even ride the coasters, but the atmosphere was just kind of not very good, to be completely honest. I think those are the only two parks I'd really say were, I guess, bad. I guess Disney's California Adventure did disappoint me, but I would not say it's a bad park. But I would say that Discovery Kingdom and Adventure Dome are probably my least favorites. So, um, yeah. Let's see what else you got. Your favorite parks are Cedar Point and Great Adventure and Hershey Park. Those are really good. Um, yeah, you don't have to agree with the reviewer to find the review interesting or useful. Yeah, there's sometimes where like I see something I don't agree with, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I just think, like, um, there for Coaster Studios review on Efteling, there's just a big part of it that he was missing, and so it's just kind of like, uh, not the most, I guess, I guess credible thing. That's just kind of how I feel about it. I don't mean to. I'm not trying to trash on his channel or anything. His channel's amazing, one of my absolute favorites, and one of the ones that inspired me into making my own, obviously. And a lot of you like to watch his videos, but I think that's just one of the videos that I think he could have done a better job with, and probably a better job figuring out what he should have done at that park. So, yeah. Six Flags SFQ. I don't know what that is. Uh, I for some reason, Conneaut Lake Park and Memphis Kitty Lane. Conneaut Lake Park looks kind of sketchy. Six Flags America, could definitely see that. Enchanted Island Amusement Park in Phoenix. Uh, Never heard of it, but I guess that would make sense. Your least favorites are Great Adventure, really. I'm curious about why you think Great Adventure is bad, if you could say that. Um, and Steel Pier, haven't heard of that. Haven't been to many, so I guess Animal Kingdom. Really? That park looks amazing. That's like in my top 10 bucket list for the United States. So I'm a little surprised with that one. And you guys might be surprised that it's actually in my bucket list for that. But yeah, I have it like really high. It's easily the one I want to go to most out of the Disney Orlando parks, by like a landslide. Least favorite Nickelodeon universe at Minnesota, okay, and Mount Olympus. Yeah, Mount Olympus. It's a love it or hate it kind of park, I think, pretty much. So yeah, Six Flags America. Yeah. Although you say you've really only been to three parks, so if you had to pick a least favorite, it doesn't sound like you dislike it, so or too much. So yeah, Universal Studios Hollywood, but you haven't been to many at all. Yeah, I mean, I guess out of the ones that I believe you went to, probably. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the worst in my opinion, or my least favorite. That's probably Disney's California Adventure, which I mean that's still a really good park. I just had a bad experience there, um, so I don't know. Yeah, I could see that, but I mean it's still a good park in my opinion. All of those, Universal and both Disney parks. Let's see what else we got here. Santa Monica Pier. Yeah, that would be one. Actually, I have been there. I didn't ride any rides because I was younger, but I definitely plan to ride West Coaster sometime in the near future. You still love Six Flags America, yeah. Like that's an unpopular opinion, but it seems like it could be a good park in some on some things, but Airtime Thrills definitely is not a fan of that park. So, yeah. Just like something I remembered. Not, I mean, I'll go in with an open mind again because I think that park it gets a lot of hate. I can't imagine that it's all warranted, but we'll have to wait and see. But like I said, I guess like Discovery Kingdom, like I said, it's like my least favorite. Just the operations there, not the best. They've never been the best. A lot of closed rides. Pretty much any time I went, and the animal exhibits definitely need to be renovated. In my opinion, they don't do nearly as good of a job as like even a park like SeaWorld San Diego and other zoos and aquariums I've been to do a lot better job taking care of their exhibits than Discovery Kingdom. So yeah, and also they look better for the most part. So yeah, because there's not much to do, and I had a fast pass for Flight of Passage, and the ride went down as soon as we got over there. The Skyfly is great. Oh my god. Rip. It wouldn't be back up for hours, but after that we had to leave. What's this for? Oh yeah, that was for the Flight of Passage. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that would be a bad experience. So that's just kind of sad. Who can take a guess of the date and day I visited California Screen America in 2017? I'm not even gonna try to guess. So I haven't done Flight of Passage yet, and I'm super mad that I didn't get to do it. Yeah. Airtime Thrills goes to Magic Mountain so much, and Six Flags America isn't as spoiled from his video. It looks like he was there on a bad day. He's been multiple times, so I guess he's just hit multiple bad days. Or maybe Six Flags America really isn't that good. We'll see. Like I said, I'm going in with an open mind whenever I go there. Because if you go in with, if you go in with like too high of expectations, or even like, or you just go in that thinking it's gonna be bad. So yeah, he's been twice. You've gone over 20 times. Yeah, I mean, that would be just from you. I think I would like the park. But once again, I'll go in with an open mind because honestly it could be a good or bad experience for me. Alright, so I'm going to go into our second set of trivia questions. And for this one, this will be more about me and my channel. So with that being said, the first question is, what is the name of the first wooden roller coaster I ever rode? I'll say that again. What is the name of the first wooden roller coaster I ever rode? And the thing is, with all these questions, I think you can find them pretty much, like you can find a video where I answered these somewhere, so yeah. Let's see. Giant Dipper, good guess, but no. Coaster Daddy got it right. It is Ghost Rider, right? I rode it as CCI Ghost Rider in 2013, like before the retrack. And I thought it was a fun ride back then. Definitely not as good as it is now, but yeah. Roar at Discovery Kingdom, that was a good guess. I've never ridden El Toro, so definitely not that. Giant Dipper, the one at Santa Cruz, I've ridden. I haven't ridden the one at Belmont. A lot of people are guessing Giant Dipper. Dagan Barnes got it right, Ghost Rider. So, yeah. So, yeah. Ghost Rider was your first wooden coaster also. Nice. Yeah. Even back then, it was a good, I would say it was a pretty solid coaster. That's unpopular, but yeah, I thought it was pretty good at the time. Rough, yes, but still pretty enjoyable. Alright, so the next question is, what is my favorite launch coaster I have ridden? So, yeah, I'll say that again. What is my favorite launched coaster I have ridden? Or launch coaster, however you want to say that, but It is not Accelerator. It is not Storm Runner. It is not Maverick. I haven't even ridden West Coast Racers. It's not California Scrimmin'. And it's Top Thrill Dragster. 808 Coaster Life got it right. Coaster Daddy knew that he messed up and tried, but a little late. But yeah, he got it as well. Matthew's Coaster Vids, Top Thrill Dragster, Coaster Mania. Yeah, okay, everyone's getting it. But yeah, Top Thrill Dragster is my favorite launch coaster, and it also features my favorite launch. So, yeah, for those who didn't know. You forgot I went to Cedar Point. Yeah, I have to put my review out. I've literally had a script for like almost it's gotta be like a 9. I've had like basically a general script for like 9 months. And so I had like my thoughts on it when it was still like pretty fresh, so that's good. But I need to get my review out for that. Probably around when Cedar Point opens, I think would be a good time. I just was kind of waiting for it to reopen again. That was kind of what I was waiting for. Because the problem was I couldn't review it when I just went because I was like reviewing all the other coasters. But yeah. I already answered the thing. Top Thrill Dragster is my favorite launch coaster for whoever put in Full Throttle. Alrighty, so for my third question, I have, what is my most anticipated park to visit in the United States? I'll say that again. What is my most anticipated park to visit in the United States? I believe I answered this in one of my Q&A videos, and Coaster Daddy got it right. Busch Gardens, Tampa. Dollywood is a good guess. That actually is my second. I've kind of gone back and forth on them in the past, but Busch Gardens, Tampa is the one I'm most excited to visit. Coaster Q got that right as well. Kings Island, no, not quite. Great Adventure is a good guess. You know, because I could have went there at one point, but it just didn't happen because I went to Hershey instead. Yeah, you're on a roll. All right, so for my next one, pretty similar question, but this is, what is my most anticipated coaster to ride in the U.S.? This one, this was in one of my Q&As, so whoever gets this. El Toro, not quite. It's not Iron Gwazi. It's definitely not Pantheon. Lightning Rod, Eric Thomason got it right. I mean, Pantheon I'm excited for, but it's definitely not my most anticipated. I said in the U.S., so Zadra wouldn't be hit automatically. But yeah, Lightning Rod is my most anticipated coaster to ride here in the United States. And Zadra isn't even my most anticipated coaster to ride, so that would be, I assume I don't have that as a question. I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't. My most anticipated coaster to ride is Ijunaika at Fuji-Q Highland in Japan. So, yeah. Alright, so you guys can ask me some questions right now, and I'll go over some of the channels that are pretty close to reaching their goals. I do this every week. Yeah, so I'm going to go over the channels that are close to reaching their goals. Because I really hope that they get to their milestones pretty soon. So, the first one is Theme Park Hunting. He is really close to 1,000 subscribers. His birthday is actually June 24th. I don't know exactly how old he'll be, but we're hoping to get him to 1,000, or at least I'm hoping for him to get to 1,000 subscribers before or by his birthday. And he is I think less than 40 subscribers away, maybe 30 now. Either way, he's pretty close. So if we can try to get him closer, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to do that because his videos have been really good. His more recent ones, specifically the story behind videos. He did one on Big Bad Wolf and Dragon Challenge. So those were really good. And definitely ones you should check out. He did one more recently on Gwazi, I believe, as well. That one was, yeah, he did one on Gwazi. That was the last one. So that one was really good. Also, another channel, I've been shouting this one out for weeks, but Roller Coaster David, I mostly just shouted him out because his channel's really underrated. But if you haven't checked his channel out, I'll put the link here in the chat. He is close to 500 subscribers, so And his content, like I said, super underrated. So definitely make sure to check his channel out. He just released a top 10 coasters in Germany. I haven't seen it because it literally came out, I think, within like the past few hours, and I was working on other things. But pretty sure it's a pretty good list. So definitely make sure to check that out. And then also Thrill Central, I've been doing podcast episodes with him for Coasters and Toasters. I will tell you right now that I probably won't be in episodes as often as I have, but he is really close to 6,000 subscribers, so make sure to subscribe to him and watch the Coasters and Toasters podcast episode if you haven't already. But I'm probably not going to be on those as often because I'm working on other things. Already told them that. And another channel that is really close to hitting their goal, and this one's a pretty big one, is CoasterBot. He is less than 600 subscribers away from 50K. So if somehow you haven't subscribed to him, definitely make sure to check his channel out. He has some of the best informational coaster content out there. I think there was some argument with Hyperion if it has an inversion or not. I don't consider it as an inversion. It kind of looks like it, but I wouldn't consider it. Yeah. But yeah, you guys can ask questions. Okay, ask questions now. Not a question, but I live in New York City, but today I got an ad on YouTube about preventing STDs in the... What? In the city of Fresno? What? No, there can't be. No way. How? What? That's crazy. It might maybe from my content, but oh my god. My favorite new coaster channel. I'm gonna just go for relatively new. I sometimes I kind of like forget who's like pretty new, but Canopy Coaster. I think his channel is like less than 7 months old, something like that. I'd probably say that his channel is one of my favorite new channels, and also, let oh my god, I didn't even know about that stat, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's true. Apparently, Fresno has the highest rates in California. Could be. Yeah. Fresno, like, people are really gonna know Fresno now because I live there. It's like, oh yeah, that's where Coaster Hour lives, or where Carrick lives. Like, that's just how it is. That's pretty funny. What was the date and day you visited California's Great America in 2013? I honestly don't remember the exact date. I don't even know that I remember the exact month. It was a while ago. I think it was June, but I do not know the exact date. Yeah. Oh, it was a joke? Oh, wait, do we really have the highest rates, or is that a joke? I mean, I wouldn't be too shocked, but, yeah. Or was the entire thing? No, well, oh no, it was just, I guess, the highest rates. I started my channel 3 years ago, but started posting a year ago. Yeah, there's some channels that are kind of like that, so, yeah. You're serious about the ad. Yeah, I mean, I can't, that'd be hard to make up. That just doesn't seem like something you could just kind of think of in your mind, like, just, like, to make up, but, yeah, that's pretty surprising. Would have never expected that. I started in October, but my account has existed since 2012. The Coaster Hour account, I think, existed started like in February of 2019, so it's not really anything that was super old. I had a separate channel or account for like commenting before that, but I didn't use that for my Coaster Hour account, so yeah. I have no coaster videos. My channel is on other things. You started in February 2017. Are there any ads that YouTube likes to play all the time, and you're getting sick of seeing it? Not that I can remember. I'm trying. I usually like try to skip it, or I don't pay too much attention. So, the Trojan ones are kind of, those get a little annoying after a while. But I think I haven't gotten one of those in a while. I don't even know how the heck you get those. It's just random. But Instagram ads, yeah, those I think I do remember that too. Yeah. Social Blade says my channel started in February. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's scary how much they track our activity. I don't even know, like, I like some of it is just like how did like the Trojan ads just confuse me. Why is that even there? I'm like I watch football videos and coaster videos. How does that translate to some of the things? How does that translate to some of the ads I get? It's confusing. Um, but that's just kind of how it is. You visited California's Great America on Friday, July 13th, 2017, but your first visit was in May of 2013. Nice. Um, so, yeah, it's just crazy. All right, and so I guess I'll get to my questions to you guys. Let's see here. I had them written out here. Oh yeah. Favorite coasters. Your favorite coasters. We talked about your underrated and overrated coasters, and maybe most surprising and most disappointing. But what are your guys' favorite coasters? For me, my top five in this order is number one, Steel Vengeance, two, X2, three, Skyrush, four, Medusa's Steel Coaster, and five, Twisted Colossus with Superman El Ultimo Escape, Top Thrill Dragster, Ghost Rider, Maverick, and Railblazer, making up the other five in my top 10. But what are your favorite coasters? Twisted Colossus is your favorite. Makes sense. I can see that. It's just there's some things that kind of annoy me with it. Like, I mean, the second lift hill because I haven't even hardly raced. It's just a serious kind of buzzkill moment. In my opinion, it really weakens the pacing, especially if you don't race with anyone. If you do, it's not that big of an issue. But if you don't, it's just kind of like, it's just yeah. I really don't like people that just go into people's streams to be inappropriate. Yeah, it's just a pet peeve of mine, I'm sure. X2 is nuts. Yeah, X2 is amazing. Was my number one for a long time. Number one, Mako. Nice. Two, Fanta. Manta. Did I say Fanta? I think I'm thinking of my favorite sodas. Flight of Fear. Kraken. Dominator. Nice. Yeah. Most surprising, Afterburn. Skyrocket. Oh, yeah, you weren't here for last week, so yeah. Skyrocket at Kennywood. That ride looks pretty cool. In Copperhead. Strike. Most disappointing, Valraven. Yeah, somehow that ride was disappointing, even though I had like zero expectations going into it. I think the thing I took away from that ride is that dive coaster track is big. That's what I took away from that ride. Because I'd never ridden a dive coaster before, and I was like, wow, this track's big. Yep, that's what I took away from Valraven. I think I already kind of ranted on it a few weeks ago. Not too badly, but yeah. Intimidator, yeah, that ride seems kind of eh. Steel Curtain, that one's hit or miss for some people. Definitely, I don't think it deserved to win the best new coaster for last year, especially when rides like Zadra and Hakuge exist, and Untamed and Taiga, and literally probably even more better coasters that I'm not mentioning. So, yeah, can understand that. Rings of Earth, yeah, that thing. It was weird. That thing. It was. I don't know exactly what the deal with that account was. Maverick, that's a good one. Toro, Fury, Phoenix, Voyage, and maybe Elrod or Skyrush. Those are all really good rides. Phoenix, really that high up there? I mean, I'm surprised, but it does seem like a really good ride. No, but you really enjoy plane spotting. Also, oh, this like I guess for your videos. Nice. I had super low expectations for Valraven and was still so disappointed. It doesn't do anything at Cedar Point. It's just, I mean, it doesn't even have the best first drop in the park. It probably doesn't even have like a top 3 drop in the first top 3 drop. We're doing least favorite coasters right now, but yeah. It doesn't do anything really for Cedar Point. The first drop is disappointing. I mean, not disappointing, but well, it kind of is. But it's not even the best in the park. It's still really good, but it's not that good. The inversions, I mean, they're pretty good, but they're not like that amazing. There's better ones on other rides in the same park. And just I don't know, pacing, and then the best restraints. There's no reason. There's like literally no reason for its existence in my opinion. I'm kind of amazed. To me it kind of feels like it just kind of feels like sort of like the Goliath of that park, just the ride that's just it seems so meaningless and pointless. Obviously, that one actually has more of a purpose, Goliath at Magic Mountain, because it's the hyper coaster of the park, but it really doesn't do anything uh, better than any of the other rides. So, yeah, except maybe being underwhelming. That might be the best thing that Goliath does at Magic Mountain. Least favorite, Runaway Mine Train at Great Adventure or Firebird? Yeah, Firebird. Yeah, I haven't heard a lot of good things about that at all. Oh, I think I missed a lot of stuff. Hold up. Okay, see you 808 Coaster Life. Thank you for being on the stream. Um, my internet stopped working for 2 minutes. What did I miss? I was talking about Valraven and stuff like that. Gold Striker, Ghost Rider, Twisted Colossus, Superman, Ultimate Flight. Yeah, that. I assume you're talking about the Premier Skyrocket 2. Yeah, that one's really good. Apocalypse. Haven't had the best rides on it. I hope to get it on some new rides soon. Full Throttle and Montezuma's Revenge. Those are some pretty awesome rides. So, yeah. Wait, was the question favorite coaster? It's favorite coasters. Some people weren't here last week for Most Surprising, so that's why some people were saying that. The question was favorite coasters. Your number one is Iron Rattler. Nice. That's a pretty cool one. Definitely one of my. It's one of the right. Probably in Texas, it's one of my top bucket list rides. I think honestly, Boardwalk Bullet might be higher on my list though. That ride looks so insane. And I've already ridden a Raptor, so I don't really. Wonder Woman wouldn't really be up there because I've already ridden something similar. Let's see. Runaway Mine Train kills your thighs. Yikes. Favorite is Nitro. Oh, the last question was, I guess, least favorite and favorite, yeah. Boardwalk Bullet, it seems so amazing. Especially now with the retrack. I mean, it's got to be like one of the best winning coasters out there. It looks so good. Alright, so now I'm going to be going into my third set of questions for the trivia. And so, oh boy, this is going to be quite a question. So, bear with me on this one. What is the name of the slowest known roller coaster on Earth? I'll say that again. What is the name of the slowest known or recorded roller coaster on Earth? This is just, yeah, very weird question, but yeah, your least favorite coaster is Pirates Hideaway. It says Wisdom Rides and Jank Machine at Casino Pier, which also manages to be boring and looks. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a great ride in the slightest. Yeah. The top speed of it, would be what we were looking at. It has the slowest top speed of any coaster in the entire world. Formula Rosa. I don't think anyone's gonna get this. But yeah, I'll give you guys like 15 more seconds. Well, okay. Someone did get the park right. It is the kiddie coaster at Tucson Frid, which I will give that to you, Millennium Force Man. I mean, that I'm actually surprised with. Yes, that is actually the coaster that has the slowest known speed, but what is the name of it? Alright, no one's gotten it, so I'll just put it here in the chat, the name of it. I don't know why I didn't have the links for it. It ready on hand. I guess I'll just put it in because I think this one's definitely worth seeing. Yeah, here we go. 3, this is, I need to get this here. The Bergbanen, which is at Tucson Frid, the same park with Speed Monster and the Vekoma Wooden Coaster, Thunder Coaster, also has the Bergbanen, which travels at a top speed of 3.7 miles per hour. Now, it might not be the slowest coaster out there. Actually, I think it is because it is pretty much an oval. There is a ride that is shorter in length out there. There are these Gerstauer kiddie coasters that are like literally 75 feet in length, like in total track length. This ride is about 85 feet in total length, but the drop is looks more steep than the, and I think it's taller than the one on this ride. So yeah, it travels at 3.7 miles per hour at its top speed. It is ridiculously slow. So it's um, really, really funny. There's actually a POV of on YouTube. I haven't even seen it. I need to from Canopy fan. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. It's probably the saddest thing I've ever that ever. I mean, it looks really sad if you actually look on the link. It's just pathetic, but it's kind of funny. Should you do a top 10 slowest coasters video? Sure, yeah, but I would limit it to top 10 recorded because you just, if you don't know what it is, then yeah. The only problem I see with that is a lot of them are tied, I think. But I think Diverg Bonnen was basically in a league of its own with 3.7 miles per hour. So, yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so the second question is what year was Intamin founded in? I'll say that again. What year was Intamin founded in? I just realized I'm like way closer to the camera than I usually am for these streams. I guess that's also why the computer hasn't isn't like showing up. So I just like realized that right now. But yeah. All right, 1970. No, Coaster Key got it right. It is 1967, and also Dagan Barnes got it right. 1967, along with Millennium Force Man. Yes, Intamin was founded in 1967, and I think they pretty much did amusement rides like pretty quickly. So it's not like the history of it isn't anything as weird as like RMC or something like that, where RMC literally did golf courses and go-kart tracks and Wildwater West. You know, the I mentioned this in one of my past streams, but if you missed it, Wildwater West, the park that's getting that RMC Raptor, the park was basically constructed by RMC before they did coasters, and their go-kart track and golf course was also done by RMC. So it's pretty crazy, um, actually. That like that park is basically RMC. The park is what I like to call it. Also, there's RMC golf courses. So if you want to go to an RMC golf course, do an RMC golf course, you can go do it at Wildwater West in I believe South Dakota. There's also some in Utah or Idaho, I believe. Yeah, I don't Intamin. I don't. Does it actually stand for something? I don't know. Wouldn't know that. All right, so the third question I have is for this third set of trivia. The third question is what is the name of the oldest operating park in Mexico? I'll say that again. What is the name of the oldest operating park in Mexico? Now, obviously, there would be an answer that would be if something didn't happen. So it's unfortunate, but Rings of Earth was the first one to get it right. It is Six Flags Mexico, believe it or not. La Feria would be the oldest if it didn't have the incident, because obviously now it's standing but not operating. And I mean, I guess technically so is Six Flags Mexico, but I mean, the problem is Six Flags Mexico, at least they'll be open once they're able to. Whereas La Feria still needs like a new owner and probably a lot of changes. But Six Flags Mexico, it actually originally opened in 1982 as Reino Aventura, and my mom actually went to this park. I think it was more of a marine life park, if I'm correct, or something like that. My mom actually went here a few times before it became Six Flags Mexico, when she, I guess, lived in Mexico, and I think even some points afterwards. So something pretty interesting for sure. And like I said, La Feria would be the oldest. It opened, I believe, in 1964. But, yeah. Yeah, pretty surprising for sure that it is actually the oldest. Um, no, it's not Selva Magica. Um, Actually, the same company that operated La Feria that now no longer owns it actually owns the Silva Magica parks, which kind of makes me a little more wary about visiting them because I don't think they're a good operator at all. So yeah. So for my fourth and final question of this third set, I have, what is the name of the oldest operating steel roller coaster in the world? Now I'll say that again. What is the name of the oldest operating steel roller coaster in the entire world? Once again, guys, I'll just get this out of the way because I'm pretty sure. Okay, someone actually got it right. So Eric Thomason got it right. It is Montaña Suiza, and this is in Spain. I may have mispronounced that horribly, but this coaster was built in 1928. It is a, I believe, is it? It might be. Maybe it's not. Hold on, I need to. I don't want to mess up on this fact. If it turns out it's not it. Okay, no, it's not. But it is a old coaster that still utilizes a brakeman, and like I said, opened in 1928. And it features amazing views of the mountains and the ocean, along with a few decent-sized drops. The ride has actually no restraints of any kind, also, which is pretty awesome. But it isn't like the most aggressive coaster ever. But yeah, it's basically just seats, no seatbelts, no lap bar, and yeah, it's just kind of a very classic steel coaster. Pretty interesting, actually. Um, Pretty awesome. I looked up slowest coaster in the world, and it said the Takabisha. It goes along steep cliffs. Yeah, the views it gives are absolutely amazing. I've seen POVs. Looks really awesome. Um, I thought the oldest slash first steel coaster was the first one in the United States was. That is correct. I believe that was Little Dipper at Conneaut Lake Park. I believe that's. I asked that question last week. I believe it was the Little Dipper at Conneaut Lake Park, which is the oldest operating steel coaster in the United States. Green Lantern First Flight sucked. Yeah, I mean, I rode it. That ride, it wasn't like absolutely atrocious. It was just more dumb and kind of uncomfortable. Like I got like maybe 2 flips. It really wasn't anything that interesting. No, it is the one at Conneaut Lake. Like, I'm pretty sure we already kind of established this. Yeah, the one at Memphis Park is old, but it is not quite as old as the one at Conneaut Lake Park. The one at Conneaut Lake Park opened in 1950. So, you're close, but that's just not quite it. I've been on that. It is the oldest, no. Wait, hold on. No, the one at Conneaut Lake Park is the oldest operating. Maybe it's not the oldest continuously operating because it was standing but not operating for about a year or two. No, that is the oldest operating steel coaster. It opened in 1950, and the second oldest one is the one at Memphis Kiddieland, which opened in 1952. So, yeah. That if you guys were yes, I kind of yeah in the U.S. A lot of people guessed Matterhorn during the last thing, and obviously that's not correct. It was the first steel tubular track coaster, but not the first steel coaster. Alrighty, so my last few questions to you guys is like just the last questions I have. What are your favorite coaster channels? Like, just what are some of your favorite coaster channels? I think I mentioned like maybe I asked this question already. No, I asked for recommendations. No, what are your favorites? Yeah, I think that's different because some people might recommend me ones that I wouldn't know about. OG Canada Coaster Fan, I would have to say I think Canada Coaster Fan back in his day probably would have been my favorite YouTube channel. I think it's the one that pretty much was the most influential on me. I think that Canada Coaster Fan was really the channel that really got me into thinking I wanted to make my own, for sure. And yeah, I think his channel was the best. So good, and it's so sad that Um, it's not even necessarily sad that he doesn't do videos anymore. It's just sad that we can't even see his old ones. That's like the more disappointing thing, because there's times I really want to go back and watch his old videos, but you can't really, because yeah. Coaster Studios, yeah, that one's pretty popular. I mean, you can't go wrong there. Most of his reviews are pretty good, and his obviously his footage is insane. So definitely can agree with that. Um, OK Coasters, OK Coasters. That's one that's rising. I don't know that I'd say he's one of my favorites, but his channel is really good. So yeah, I mean, I won't like give like I don't necessarily have like a top 10 list handy, but um, yeah. Ones that are over 10,000 subs, Airtime Thrills, El Toro Ryan, Coaster Studios, Theme Park Crazy. Yeah, all of those are top notch. Yeah. He can just bring it back, but he will never live up to his original legacy. Um, for Canada Coaster Fan, yeah, it's sad. Like, it's really sad that all his videos are gone. It's just sad. At least from his old channel. I know he has a new channel, but Twisted Coaster Fan, interesting. Um, don't think I've watched too many videos from them. El Toro Ryan Expedition Theme Park, that's another really good one. 0 credits remaining. I need to check out that channel. For whatever reason, just have been kind of procrastinating on it. Definitely not that. Okay. Gotta. Wait a minute. Actually, there are channels that are similar names, so I don't know necessarily that this is the channel I think he's referring to, because there actually, I believe, is one of a similar name. But I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay. Definitely not. Um, I actually like Canopy Coaster's reviews way more than Coaster Studios. Yeah, Canopy Coaster is really good. I would say he is definitely one of my favorites. And definitely my favorite newer channel. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but definitely one of my favorite newer channels for sure. And even channels overall. Um, Kings Island Fanboy, Theme Park Media. Yeah, Theme Park Media is really good. Parks Bros, another really good one I like. For sure. Exactly. Canada Coaster Fan had practically stopped uploading before the channel was deleted, so as you say, it just stinks that we can't see all those old videos. Yeah, definitely, for sure. I think out of the ones currently, either El Toro Ryan or GP2 Enthusiast. Yeah, that one, I need to watch his videos more, but his channel's amazing. I like the old GP2 Enthusiast better. Debunked was the best. Yeah, I do remember. I more watched him, I think, back then. Although I somehow didn't know what the Spinning Jesus coaster was until recently. So, yeah. Um, which, rest in peace, 2016 to 2019. The Spinning Jesus coaster was called Mine Train. It closed in 2019 for those of you who don't know. So, rip. Okay, I'm gonna, let's just, all right, fix that problem. All right, so here's another one. 10K subs or under 10K subs. OK Coasters, Phantom Coasters. Yeah, Phantom Coasters is really good. 808 Coaster Life, yeah, really good. Coaster Daddy, another really good channel. There's like a lot of good channels. Me, thank you very much. Theme Park Hunting, for sure. Get him to 1,000 subs. Theme Park Media and E-Tie Coaster Fanatic. Yeah. Um, yeah, there's one guy we don't really. Yeah, it's yeah. So yeah. I still remember some awesome stuff from Canada Coaster Fan. Yeah, I know. It's just like his channel was so good. So yeah. Um, yeah. So alrighty. So let's see. The last question I have here for you guys is, I really should have done a better job laying out this format. I had less time on my hands, so. But anyways, oh yeah, your guys's like just like a really memorable, just a story or just a moment that you were at a park that was really memorable. Can you give me a moment, a memorable moment? It could be good, bad, or funny that you've had at an amusement park or on a roller coaster. Just something like that. I do remember one time I went to Knott's Berry Farm. This was just I wouldn't say this was a favorite memory, but yeah, but something going on in the chat here. Anyways, um, yeah, I guess actually okay. I'll go into this. My Steel Vengeance night ride, that was one of my favorites because I already really liked Steel Vengeance up when I was going into my like last night ride, and that night ride was just insane. The thing was hauling, and you couldn't really tell what element was coming next because it was pretty dark. Yeah, there was a light, but um, yeah. The light, you couldn't really see much of what was going on with the elements. Coming up next, it felt crazy and out of control, which is something I wasn't really expecting from Steel Vengeance. So that was definitely a memorable ride for me. Something I thought was kind of dumb was once I was at Knott's Berry Farm, I was riding Montezuma's Revenge, or I was in line for it. Uh, and right as I was about to go on, there was someone who was about to go on, and um, they saw that this thing had lap bars, and it went, and obviously Montezuma's Revenge, it has a loop. So when he saw it had lap bars, he left the line because he thought it was unsafe. That was just one of the more, I guess, sad things I've seen at a park. Just like, I don't understand why people think like that, that if the coaster has a lap bar, you're going to fall off. If there's an inversion, that's not how it happens, but that's just kind of how some people, I guess, think, which is unfortunate. Some other really good channels, Coaster Kids / Joel's United. Yeah, I would agree with that. Coaster Bot for sure. Rampaging Rex and Theme Park ERT. Rampaging Rex Productions. Yeah, his channel is really good, but he doesn't upload too many coaster related videos. So, yeah, but yeah, all those channels are really good. So let's see what you guys got. My friend riding their first big coaster at Hershey. That's pretty cool. Definitely, I like some of my experiences with my friends and family riding coasters are definitely up there. Giant Dipper for sure has a lot of sentimental value to me because I've ridden that coaster with my relatives and like my friends from school. So definitely, my rides on Giant Dipper would be up there for sure. Millie Night Ride was the best time of my life. The Millennium Force Night Ride was really good for me. So yeah. Um, but anyways, riding SROs 4 times without getting off. Wait a minute. I can't. Why am I? Oh, Superman Ride of Steel. I think that's what you mean. Yeah, I was having an issue like understanding that, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. I haven't had any rides where I've been able to stay on without getting off, so definitely that's something interesting. Um, but anyways, a local warned me not to put my hands up on LaFeria's Montagna Russa, but I did anyway. Then when I hit a valley hard, my arm slammed down and hit the nut in front of me in the head. Oh no. What? That's one of the weirdest things I've ever heard. That's a rip. Oh my god. Uh, uh, I thought that you thought that you were going to hell. Ouch. That is definitely not the best of experiences. But that is pretty funny, so not so fun for the nun though. So yeah. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Taylor has done a review on Boardwalk Bullet and he gave it a perfect score of a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I think I saw that, but even before that, I was like, Boardwalk Bullet was pretty high on my bucket list. Um, Superman Ride of Steel, yeah. Like I said, I was kind of confused there because I don't usually see that as initials, but or as like that thing, but yeah. Lost my insulin pump on Diamondback. What a day. I think I accidentally left it in my hoodie pocket instead. Oh, that's a rip. Yep, that would probably be why. Kings Island did a tremendous job of trying to locate it for me, though. If they had, it would have been busted, though. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it fell from so high. Yeah, for sure. I mean, at least they tried to go through the effort of finding it, but, yeah, misplacing things and losing them on rides. That would suck. That's never happened to me, but, yeah, that's just kind of unfortunate. An insane moment was marathoning the now defunct Twister at Darien Lake 10 times and feeling like you were going to explode. Sounds pretty good. Did you miss something earlier? I don't think so. Because Twister was a top spin but with an insane cycle. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so with all that, I guess my last questions to you guys being said, I'll go into my fourth and final set of trivia, and then we can end this off on just a Q&A. Yes, Grizzly at California Screen America is awful. I literally ran it on that a few weeks ago. Just absolutely, I mean, it's just super boring. That's just it. It doesn't do anything, and for that reason, it's just horrible. Doesn't do anything. All right, but for our fourth and final set of trivia questions, these once again are more related to me and my channel. But anyways, with that being said, the first question is, what was the first roller coaster I reviewed on my channel? I'll say that again. What was the first roller coaster I reviewed on my channel? Looks like a few of you guys had some memories. This wasn't a good experience, but I rode a scrambler 3 times straight and I got sick after. Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster right there. So not the best decision. I remember at Kings Island, Diamondback broke down, and when I was in the station, and they did trivia. Oh, they did trivia. That's cool. I haven't even heard that, and you destroyed everyone. Yeah, probably because no one knew any of the questions or the answers. So yeah. That makes sense. I haven't heard of a trivia in a station. That's cool. I left a fanny pack in the bathroom just outside of the Cedar Point entrance one time, but when I went back in to retrieve it, it wasn't there. It never got to the lost and found, so I never got it back. And that's really unfortunate. Not X2, not Ravine Fire 2, wrong channel. Yep, definitely. Not Twisted Colossus, not Magnum, not Joker, not Railblazer. It was at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. It was not Joker. Joker's a good guess because I literally released that like 2 days, I think, after my first review. Not Steel Vengeance, not Ultimate Flight. I mean, yeah, sorry. It is Ultimate Flight at Discovery Kingdom. That was my first review. I would have accepted Premier Skyrocket 2s, but yeah, Superman Ultimate Flight at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom is correct. It was a long while ago, so I'm not surprised that no one got it. Joker was close because I think, I was kind of more testing the waters there with, I guess, Superman Ultimate Flight in terms of reviews. Alright, so for my second question, I mentioned this in one of the past live streams, but what is my favorite animated movie? Obviously, this isn't really coaster related, but yeah. I did mention that last week, so whoever gets that right, good job. Megamind, I did mention Megamind a lot last week. I think it's really good, but it is not my favorite animated movie. I believe Phobia Fear does have lap bars, but I don't quote me on that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. It's not Megamind. It's definitely not Zootopia. Zootopia is a good movie, just not really one of my favorites. I wouldn't consider it one of my favorites. I'm surprised. I mean, to be fair, Emoji Movie, yeah, definitely, without a doubt. It's not even the worst animated movie I've ever seen, so, I mean, it's not good, though. It's horrible, but it's not Zootopia. That might be some other people's favorites, but it's not. I will give you a hint. It's not the Care Bears movie. It is from Pixar, so maybe that'll help. Avengers isn't animated, so wouldn't be that. Yeah, it's from Pixar. That should help out a little bit. Of course, I know some people kind of get Disney movies and Pixar movies mixed up, but no. It's not How to Train Your Dragon. Good guess. I do like that trilogy, but no, not quite. None of the movies in that trilogy. Toy Story, no, and it's not any of the movies in the 4 Toy Story movies. Shrek, like I said, it's Pixar, so it can't be. Shrek 2 is really good, though, and the original Shrek is. And even Shrek 4 I really like. Shrek 3's awful. Finding Nemo or Dory, no, neither of those. Although Finding Nemo, I did really like it when I was a little kid. Coaster Mania got it right. It is Ratatouille. Cars used to be my favorite back in the day. It was basically my childhood movie, but Ratatouille is my favorite now. It's just really good if you haven't seen it recently. The jokes in it are really good. Just the characters, the critic, Remy, Linguini, they're just all really good characters. Like, that movie is almost perfection in my opinion. Just a really amazing movie. Let's see, Cars 2. Cars 2, I really don't like it. So, I mean, the soundtrack's good, but the movie's terrible. Claudio with a Chance of Meatballs, I do not like that movie. I'll be completely honest. I do not like that movie, and the sequel, I don't like it either. Not a big fan of it. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, because the worst animated movies I've ever seen are probably worse than anything you could ever imagine. But it's not very good in my opinion. Cars 3, I think Cars 3 is pretty good, but I need to rewatch it. I'm kind of looking at you guys' answers. Up. First 15 minutes is really good. The rest of the movie is good, but it just, I think people kind of, I don't know, it seems a little overrated to me. The Incredibles, that's another one that I think is really good. Like, Cars 2, I just, no way. I thought for sure it was Care Bears. Absolutely no way. I've never even seen that movie. How many credits do I have? Oh yeah, you guys can ask questions now. It can be about coasters or really anything. I should make that more clear when I'm doing these question and answers part of the video. Uh, but anyways, for how many credits I have 94 coaster credits, so yeah. I do not like Star Wars The Phantom Menace. I can understand that. I don't like it either. Um, it is not a movie I like, and honestly, there's a lot of reasons why it sucks. I think the dialogue is just horrible. The plot is, what even is it? And oh my god. Jar Jar honestly doesn't even bring that movie down that much. He actually kind of improves it. He brings energy because the actors deliver the lines in just such a uh like they just seem so uninspired, and it's just like Jar Jar at least brings some energy into the movie. So honestly, I don't even think he's that bad. Um, but that's probably just something. But yeah, like an unpopular opinion of mine. But yeah, Speed. I am Speed. Yes. That's that cross country. I always kind of think of that whenever I see that line. Uh, One winner, 42 losers. Yep. Haven't seen it. Haven't seen it yet, so Care Bears could still be my. I highly doubt it would be my favorite. I don't think it would be my least favorite though. I mean, if you're like saying it ironically, I really don't think it would be my least favorite. At all, because an animated movie would have to be absolutely horrendous to somehow be worse than like, Food Fight and even like Norm of the North is really bad, but Food Fight is just on a completely different level. Also, Leo the Lion's horrible. That was one that I think it's still on Netflix. It's horrible. Just I don't even know why. I used to watch like horrible animated movies just for the heck of it, and yeah, I've seen like the absolute worst ones in existence. So, if you think a movie like Cars 2 is bad, then you have no clue. Cars 2 or Emoji Movie, Cars 2 by a landslide is better. It's easily the worst Pixar movie, but as far as movies go, it's not even that bad. Emoji Movie is trash. I mean, no other way around it. I don't think it's worse than like Norm of the North though, but it's bad. Is Nitro a credit monorail? Sure, yes. I guess so. Why not? Why could it not be a credit? Revenge of the Sith is the best Star Wars. Change my mind. I won't change your mind, but it is not my favorite. So, honestly, if you combine the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars, and called that a movie, I guess I would far rather watch that than Revenge of the Sith. Just my opinion. But I mean, both of them kind of connect, so you know. But I really like Clone Wars. If you didn't know, so yeah. I do not like Shark Tale at all. It is terrible. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I will admit that one's pretty bad. Like I said, it's not even close to like the worst thing I've ever seen, but like pretty much nothing is like nearly as bad as Food Fight somehow. Um, Big one at at Pleasure Beach, Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Is probably more of a credit monorail than Nitro. Um, my favorite movies are the Austin Powers movies. My brother's a fan of those. I haven't really watched them like the full way through. I don't know. It's just not really my thing. I don't think. I was supposed to watch Ant-Man with some of my friends, but we had to wait. Why would you watch the Emoji Movie? Like, I knew people who watched it intentionally because they knew it was bad. Like, like, and that's kind of what I did with Norm of the North. I did watch that in theaters. Granted, it was like $1.50 to like go in. I went with a friend, and that was an interesting experience for sure. Just I've never seen a worse movie in theaters than Norm of the North. Food Fight was a direct to DVD movie, so that's kind of on a different level. Yeah, why would you watch the Emoji? You don't like Clone Wars that much? Have you watched the later seasons? It's really good, actually. I really recommend watching, like, getting a viewing guide and watching it because season one's pretty bad, and there's probably only a few stories in there that you would really want to watch. Um, just get a viewing guide and watch it. Honestly, I think that's kind of the best way to go about it right now. Uh, let's see. My friend, uh, my friend Jay just got hit by a car. He'll be out for some time. Not going much deeper than that as it's sensitive. I do. Okay, so that is an unfortunate situation, and I do hope that he does get better soon. That is kind of tragic. That is really tragic, actually. But he is fine, so that is one good thing to um, look at there. But I do hope that he heals well and relatively soon. So you have you have my uh, support there because that is that's very difficult uh, to deal with and to go through, especially for Jay. But yeah, that is very much tough situation. It's not too bad. I'll just say that he was only hit a fight, but even at that, it's still like it's definitely not something you would ever want to go through for sure. So my hopes go out for you and him for sure. Um, so yeah. All right. So I don't know how to transition from that. I guess I'll go to the comments. Bad Boy 2 is awful. I haven't watched that movie, so I wouldn't know. Uh, yeah, Matthew thinks that. Matthew really likes Nitro. If you didn't know that, I haven't written it, so I wouldn't know. Since you like, oh, this was to somewhere else, but I'll just answer if I like. I haven't even seen Planes. Um, it doesn't seem that good though. Although okay, Coaster Lover 2001 actually liked it. Okay, I haven't watched it, but I've heard from people who have. It's not very good. I just it it just kind of because at the time it seemed like a Cars replacement. I was kind of bitter towards it. Now since we have Cars 3, but it's just kind of like it obviously it wasn't really a replacement, but um, yeah, but that was like way back when. So um, I haven't seen Planes yet, but it's just one that I haven't really I guess gotten not really one I've been willing to watch. See you, Coaster Daddy. Thank you for being on the stream once again, and I look forward to your newest videos. Does Chimera do hardcore parkour? What? I'm so confused by that question. Um, I've seen some of the later seasons. I like the movies best. I'm not in. Okay, so you're just not into it. All right, that's fair enough. Oh, you haven't seen the full seasons? Well, you should like. I mean, if you watch it in arcs, it's still same. But yeah. All right, you cannot wait to ride Apollo's chariot. I don't know. That ride's not really that high on my bucket list, but yeah. It does seem pretty fun. Just not something that's on my bucket list. Star Wars Holiday Special is terrible. That might honestly be the worst, one of the worst live action things I've ever seen. I mean, I think I was going in with I was already going with low expectations, but I heard from people because if you've heard of this movie called Strange Magic, it's pretty bad. But people were saying that that was worse than the holiday special, and the reason why that relates is because Lucasfilm made it, so it's sort of tied to the George Lucas name, even though um, and George Lucas did have a part with like had some stuff to do with Strange Magic. And George Lucas, he didn't really do much with the holiday special. He really despises it, but his name is sort of attached to it, so people just kind of said that Strange Magic was somehow worse. So I kind of went in with like, well, it can't be worse than this horrible, or not even horrible, just this pretty bad movie I watched, and it was so much worse. It was, yeah, the holiday special. Like it was bad to a point where it was funny, but then it just like got to a point like at some point it was just kind of like, wow, this is just atrocious. The ending is um, one of the worst things I've ever seen. The ending is just atrocious. Um, you will ride Apollo's chariot whenever Busch Gardens Williamsburg opens. Pretty cool. Yeah, that's good. Apollo's is an old B&M take on a hyper. It's a different experience. Yeah, I mean, there is that to it, so because it's one of the older ones. Same thing with Raging Bull. That ride gets quite a bit of, I guess, hate, but it seems like a pretty cool ride, actually. So that's just something interesting. Did you know that the rest of Orion's layout is what's been in the shed this entire time? Uh, I guess yeah, that's what was in the shed, I guess. Um, man, I might also ride Mako in a year or two. Yeah, that looks like one of the better B&M hypers, for sure. Kindemonia might compete with it though for the best in the United States. How did Hurler at King's Dominion look? It didn't look that good, to be honest. Obviously, I never rode it, but it didn't look that good. You're riding Lightning Rod in 2 weeks. So excited to cure my case of coaster withdrawal. Actually, okay, for me, it actually isn't like it hasn't been that big of a deal because I live like literally 2.5 hours away from any park. I don't really go insanely often, so this hasn't been like something where it's like I have like a withdrawal or something. I guess from coasters, I've heard like people have been having that. It's just kind of weird thing, but just yeah. I haven't been having much of an issue there, but it is just kind of funny and interesting that that's been a thing for some people. Um, just to cause problems with enthusiasts. Orion is a hyper, and I'm willing to fight till I win. Well, after a few winners, I'm sure you'll be correct. Will Six Flags Fresno come to fruition? I highly doubt it. Why would like Magic Mountain is the closest Southern California park to us. That's like actually legit. Um, but yeah, that's not happening. I hope we at least get like a smaller park with like a coaster or something, but it's just hard to say like what will happen. There was supposed to be like a little park that was gonna have I believe an Intamin family coaster that was supposed to come to Fresno, but that like died. So yeah. Uh, let's see. Orion is a hyper. Apollo's chariot isn't a hyper. The thing is, if you consider Orion a hyper, then Apollo's chariot, I guess by that um, idea, would not. Apollo's chariot would not be a hyper. So you kind of have to be on that page. And I guess same. Phantom's Revenge. I guess that would be the same thing. I forget how tall it is outside of the drop. Busch Gardens, Fresno. We already have a zoo. That wouldn't make a lot of sense. Because it would be pretty much competing with that. And our zoo has actually been getting pretty good, actually. Like, for the Fresno Chaffee Zoo, for like a zoo in a city you've never heard of, like our Africa Savannah exhibit that they just got recently is really good. Their sea lion exhibit, also like the design of it, I think is really good. Um, if they just need to put some tarps over the water because the problem is that in the Fresno sun algae just grows like crazy. And it would be I guess better if they had like tarps over the entire pool. But I do like the layout of it. And it's just improving a lot. They're doing a lot of exhibit renovations, so it's becoming a really good zoo for being in a, I guess, relatively small city. I mean, it's not that small. Like 500, 600,000 people, and our entire county has like over 1 million people. So, I mean, I guess it's not a small city, but in California it kind of is. So, yeah, I don't see a Busch Gardens Fresno. That'd be cool though. I'd love to see that. I wonder how there'd probably be like a height limit. I feel like though with this sort of thing. I live in New York, so I can't ride coasters all winter, and when stuff is supposed to open, it doesn't. I'm triggered. Yeah, for you guys who actually have seasons, like coaster seasons, I can understand that because I can basically like go to parks anytime. Basically, I can go in December, January, February, and I've done that in the past. So, yeah, makes sense. Um, let's see what else we got here. Intamin hard plastic restraints suck. Yeah, I agree with that. What coaster would I want to? Oh, we have Thrill Central on here. What coaster would I want to marry? How about none? I'm not. I cannot. That's a little too much. Definitely would not do that. Um, the coaster community is so susceptible to rumor that we could totally get a Six Flags Fresno rumor to take on a life of its own if we wanted to. We probably could. I'm going to a park in Vietnam if this stuff doesn't end. Well, if you're going to one of those, make sure to go to the one that's getting what is it? The Vekoma Firestorm. That looks pretty cool. All right, so what time is it? We're at 7:50. Is there anything else? I have like I'm gonna probably end the stream at around 8, anyways. But I'm trying to see if there's anything else I needed to get to. Oh yeah. Okay, so I mentioned how earlier I did live streams on Thrill Central's channel, those being the Coasters and Toasters podcast. I actually did a episode recently for Dustin from Blue Fire Coasters. I'll put a link here in the chat. I think I also have a link in the description. But make sure to subscribe to his channel. It's he mostly has done no limits recreations in the past, but he's planning on uploading more videos. His podcast episode that I'm in hasn't released yet, but it should pretty soon. So make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for that if you want to see that when it comes out. Because it'll be me, Thrill Central, Theme Park Media, and of course Dustin from Blue Fire Coasters were all in that episode. So definitely make sure to subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. Like I said, it's kind of up and coming. He's planning to do a lot more with it, like in the near future. So that's pretty cool. So let's see. What else we got here? Yeah, I whenever I say times, people get upset. Yeah, I keep forgetting. Yeah, because over like in the East Coast, it's almost 11. So yeah, Gene Staples makes Six Flags Fresno happen. Oh, that's what you meant by SFF. Yeah, Six Flags Fresno. Like, I mean, I would be so happy. I think I mentioned this, but I would be so happy if Fresno got like literally anything. Um, but just I like a Gerstlauer Eurofighter would be amazing. Honestly, it like just I don't know. Heck, even like a mock spinning coaster like Sierra Sidewinder, I'd be totally down for that. Just really anything better than what we have, which is just 2 kiddie coasters. Although we do have an ENF Miler, so I guess that's something. But it's not really. I haven't ridden it yet. I really want to sometime soon, relatively soon. But as I say relatively soon, I'm probably looking at, considering the situation that's happening right now, probably next year. Because I think the rides are only open in the summer, so, which is weird, but I think that's just how they run it. So, yeah, the park that the ENF Miler's at, I really need to ride it, though. Not Six Flags Fresno, but Gene Staples make a park in Fresno. Just anything, really. I'd be so happy. Best coaster ride food. I don't think I really have an answer there either. What if Mr. Six went to my house? Um, I'd be kind of horrified. Because I don't want to say, but that would be kind of. I think there's a word that could describe what that would kind of seem like, or what he would kind of seem like if he just randomly went to a home. That'd be pretty creepy and scary for sure. Although, oh my god, that'd be so. It'd be funny, but like really scary at the same time. Why do people not like Grizzly at King's Dominion? I don't know. I haven't ridden it, but Grizzly at Great America, like I said, is horrible. So, yeah, You have a grand total of 0 coasters in your city. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Um, let's see. RMC trucks spotted on the outskirts of Fresno. I mean, that would, an RMC anything would be amazing. I'd take like literally a RMC like ejector hill where it's just basically a launch into an RMC ejector hill, turn around just back into the station. That would be literally like amazing. I would just be content with that honestly. That's all I need. Just something that's more competent than what we have. I feel like eventually I'll get my wish, but I just don't know who's gonna build the coaster or how. Um, but hopefully a coaster will come to Fresno. I really would like that to happen, like a decent sized one. Uh, what's my favorite thing on toast, and what are my favorite coasters to roast? My favorite thing on toast is jelly, and my favorite coaster to roast is probably Coaster Rider and Grizzly. Those are the pretty much easiest ones for me to do. And I've already done that in the past. Ninja at Six Flags, is that supposed to be St. Louis? Um, I think so. Is horrible. I've heard pretty bad things about it, but I've also heard good things from other people, so it's kind of weird. Drakkenspire looks really stupid. That's just my thoughts on it. It's just really, really just why. I hope they actually don't build that because that would be just really unfortunate and kind of lame if they actually decided to do that. Just no, don't do it. I have an intimate hyper to save me from exploding. B&M helicopters spotted in Fresno. Yeah. Um, Ninja at Magic Mountain is fun. I've had good and bad rides on it, so I would still say it's a fun ride. But yeah, I've had some good and bad rides on it. Alright, so like I said, stream's going to be done in about 4 minutes. So like I said, any last questions or things you want to discuss, put them out here now. I'll go a little overtime if I get enough stuff, but I'm planning to end the stream at 8. Or, I guess, sorry, your time 11, but yeah, I keep saying my time. In 4 minutes or 3 minutes, I'll end the stream pretty much. What are my opinions on mine trains? Some of them are fun. I actually really like Gold Rusher. I would say that's probably my, like for Aero Mine Trains, that's my favorite. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad for my memories was also a fun ride. Trailblazer was alright. It wasn't anything amazing. Cedar Creek was awful. Easily the worst ride at Cedar Point in my opinion. So I guess that's kind of my opinions, at least on the ones I've ridden. I can't think of any other ones that I've done so far. Grizzly at Kings Dominion can be pretty rough. I like the coaster, but that's usually why people don't like it. Yeah, that probably would be. Yeah, Drakkenspire just looks like a glorified Superman Escape from Krypton, which looks horrible. Yeah, Escape from Krypton is not very good, to be totally honest. I find it really interesting that Theme Park Worldwide actually has it like in his top 10 overall. I think he followed its construction and he wanted to ride it for such a long time, so it's kind of cool that he got to ride it after like I think almost 20 years after he like first like started looking at it. Could it have been that long? I don't. Is he even that old? Like where he actually could have followed it. Actually, I don't know if that's accurate, but he I guess followed it for a good time, so he really wanted to write it. But I don't. I just it's interesting that he has it like so high in his ranking. But I can respect that to a certain extent. Um, let's see. Dragons B&M Supermarket spotted in UK. Thorpe Park flyer confirmed. Thorpe Park could use any coaster right now. Pantheon versus Velocicoaster. I think Velocicoaster will be better, but we still have to wait and see like how the pacing is going to be for that. Is the second launch going to be rolling, or are you going to stop and then go into it? A lot of things to look at there. Next coaster for Cedar Point. Probably a B&M Flyer is what I would guess. Scandia looked fun. Yeah, I wish I went there. Mine Trains hurt. Some people think that. Have I ridden Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at Disney World yet? No, I have not. Looks like an okay ride though. What is the most hardcore coaster, and what coaster? What do you mean? What coaster does the coolest parkour? I'm so confused by that. X2, I guess it's the most hardcore coaster I've ridden. That's what I'd say. Yay for Gold Rusher. Yeah, Gold Rusher I think is pretty fun. Thunder Dolphin parkour. Oh wait, do you mean like on buildings and stuff? Yeah, Thunder Dolphin does that pretty well. Um, let's see what else there is. Magic Mountain just announced that Superman will be closing. I assume that's a joke, but honestly, I have said this I think in the past, but Superman I could definitely see closing before any other coaster at Magic Mountain because the problem is Intamin doesn't make parts for that coaster anymore, and the parts from what was it, Dream World, were donated to keep it going. But I highly doubt they would close it like already now. Do you have anything backing that up? Because otherwise, I'm just assuming that that's either just a random rumor that's out there, or something like that. Because I don't think it would be that soon. I was like thinking maybe like 5 years from now, because I just feel like it's inevitable. But we'll see. Let's see. I think this will be the last question. Um, I answer, and this is if I had a choice of a superhero and a type of roller coaster, what superhero would it be, and what style roller coaster would you choose? Like what? Uh, let's see. What would I do? Probably a Flash Intimate Accelerator. That just seems to be something that should have been done by now, or something similar to it. Especially when Six Flags was buying like coasters like that. So that'd probably be my pick. Okay, so that's going to end the live stream. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on here on Coaster Hour. Alright, see you guys.